Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll report that. And thank you for your attendance, various organisations who have weathered the storm. And thank you for the work put in place by all of them. We will now numerically revert to number 7 and bring forward the Eden Park Trust Board. Bretman Stanley is representing that because the Chief Executive, Nick Saunter's wife, is having a child at the present time. And so please come forward, and I'll allow Alistair Cameron to introduce this item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll just take the report as read and actually just hand straight over to Brett, I think.
Kia ora and good morning, everybody. And once again, apologies on behalf of Nick, whose wife, as the Mayor has mentioned, is having a baby today. So I've just move that way. Which one is it? That one? Okay. I hope everybody can read that. We'll just start by a brief summary of financial performance. At the beginning of the year, we forecast or budgeted a small break-even result. Operating profit before depreciation, and that number was 591k. In the event, we've had a far better year to date than we budgeted, thanks to some additional content, including the likes of the Super Rugby playoff matches. We've had the Phoenix and a few other events which have put us in a position where we're currently forecasting a profit before depreciation of $2.366 million. It's a good position to be in. It does include a one-off grant from IMBE, which was the tail end of their contributions towards the FIFA Women's World Cup improvements of last year, so that's given us a little bit of a leg up, but even discarding that, we've had a better financial performance than we expected. That's the forecast to our financial year end on the 31st of October. I'll just move on to the slides that Nick would normally present, and we've first of all got a summary of our major events in the year. The Park's major events in FY24 have included 2 sold-out Pink concerts, international cricket, Super Rugby, including the home final, which the Blues won, a Phoenix game, 2 successful All Blacks tests, Bunnings NPC and Farah Palmer Cup fixtures. Reached a significant milestone on the day of the Argentina All Blacks test in August, notably that the All Blacks cemented their Eden Park as the home of rugby in New Zealand, winning both Auckland fixtures and stretching their unbeaten run to 50 tests over 30 years. So since 1994, the All Blacks are unbeaten at Eden Park, 48 wins and 2 losses. This is a few examples of the media coverage that 50 test record achieved. It was pleasing to see the reaction of media across the world to this record. And given the All Blacks' remarkable record, it's clear Eden Park holds a special place in the hearts of players and fans. We're proud that this remarkable 30-year streak has played out on our hallowed turf, a ground that has been the heart of New Zealand's most memorable rugby moments. Eden Park has been the stage of so many unforgettable matches, with every match contributing to building an extraordinary legacy. A list of community events and engagement. Eden Park is a community asset for Auckland and a strategic asset for New Zealand. We take great pride in championing our community. There have been a number of community highlights over the last 6 months, including the Art Battle Grand Final, the Adoya in Eden Park, and the Cure Kids Red Nose Day event, which saw members of our community recreate the iconic Cure Kids Red Nose Day song. Thank you to the Deputy Mayor for braving the rain and attending on that day. We've also facilitated recent fire and emergency New Zealand training, hosted art exhibitions and local orienteering groups, and made dreams come true for children through Make-A-Wish. Eden Park also plays a part in helping New Zealand charities, schools and associations with funding for important causes. For example, Upside Down's birthday gala took place this past weekend. We've also we mentioned the Cure Kids, the Barfoot and Thompson Starship Quiz Night also took place recently, and across those range of events, over $500,000 was raised for their respective charities. Moving to economic benefit, as we touched on at the last governing body meeting, Pink's 2 shows made a significant contribution to the Auckland economy. At the time of the last presentation, we shared that accommodation occupancy went from an average of 69% up to 97% during Pink's 2 concerts. We can now share that the shows added a minimum of $4.2 million to the Auckland economy and generated 45,480 visitor nights. With a range of content now confirmed for the next 6 months, including Travis Scott, Coldplay and now Luke Combs, the Auckland economy is set to benefit even further from Eden Park events. Coldplay's 3 concerts alone are estimated to add $11 million to the Auckland economy. Some comments around sustainability. This year we have built on our Sustainability Action Plan, looking to continue the important work in this area. Our approach to sustainability aligns with the triple bottom line framework of environmental stewardship, social responsibility and economic viability. We continue to champion a number of sustainable initiatives, including Eden Park Honey, Morningside Urban Market Garden, Morningside Urban Compost Kitchen, LED lighting and on-site bores that save 16 million litres of water annually. The Stadium Business Awards is acknowledged worldwide as the benchmark for stadium excellence. This year we're built into our Eden Park was named the winner of 2 categories at the Stadium Business Awards. Regarded as the leading awards for the industry, the Stadium Business Awards 2024 recognises leadership, innovation and achievement across global stadia. Eden Park jointly received the Event of the Year award for the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023 alongside Sydney's Accor Stadium and claimed the highly sought after Venue of the Year title. Thank you. Activating new partnerships. The stadium has partnerships across a number of different sectors and works closely with each of these partners to explore opportunities for further collaboration. As an example, we're currently working with the University of Auckland on opportunities for collaborative research and recently delivered the second Permobile Power in the Park event, an open day for people to gain hands-on experience with accessibility initiatives and products. A number of our partners have also participated and assisted with fundraising for our community events, playing their part in the success of the Eden Park community. Planning for the future, there is an exciting 12 months ahead for Eden Park as we host domestic rugby, the world's largest haka this Sunday, Travis Scott, Coldplay, international cricket, and functions and conventions such as the Jehovah's Witness Special Convention. We're also developing plans for Eden Park 2.1 with an eye toward the future of the stadium. And lastly, a thank you from the Hyphen Project. So an example of a recent community experience that we facilitated was the Hyphen Project, who were provided with a personalised Eden Park tour and experience package by our Experiences Manager, Grant Medcalf. At Eden Park, we're in the business of delivering money can't buy experiences. And as written on the card, Emma and Seth have both been out of school or work for over a year now, despite being talented and highly academically capable. The purpose of our initiative at the Hyphen Project is to re-engage them and others like them in their interests and in learning and transition them into employment or further study. For Emma and Seth, the trip was a big step forwards in gaining confidence to tackle new situations and in growing their independence. For both, it has been consolidated in their plans for next year and has affirmed their emerging identities and made them feel a part of the world. Thank you for your part in that. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for that so far. We have some questions. Councillor Fletcher, followed by Councillor Watson.
Please convey all of our best wishes
Thank you.
to the Saunders family. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a baby, it's third baby, but is it a little boy or a little girl, or we don't know?
We don't know.
Right.
So we'll remain to be seen.
It'll be very exciting. I'd like to congratulate you on the way in which the community outreach, and it's certainly done an awful lot in helping the community that I live in really have greater affection for Eden Park, and the community and the park seem to be working in greater harmony than once was previously the case. The only concern that I hear expressed, and I was very pleased that you hosted such an informative evening a week or two back on transport management plans for Eden Park. Can you give us any insight as to what potential changes may take place? Because the relationship between Auckland Transport and Eden Park probably needs to be smoothed over for bigger and better events, and rather than perhaps some of the hours where the roads are closed and the inconvenience of that to the community. Can you give us a little bit of insight on that? And I also know that there's quite a lot of cost that you have to bear associated with original resource consents that were associated with Rugby World Cup on putting a huge amount of information out. Just like a little more insight, and I'm pleased to see you really trying to iron out some of those concerns on the traffic management plan going into the future.
Thank you, Councillor Fletcher. Look, I'm not an expert in that area, so I'm sorry. I can certainly report back to you regarding the outcome of those meetings, but as you know, there has been several consultation meetings, public meetings, to discuss the current concert consent application, and obviously we expect that will provide some good input into how we can manage traffic management plans better in the future for the benefit of the community, of those people attending events as well. So I can't give you any specifics as to what the outcomes are, what they're expected to be, but if I ask our operational people to come back to you, will that be okay?
I think that would be wonderful, and I also, Your Worship, suggest that we really closely follow how we can play our role through Auckland Transport in making this more effective than it currently is. It could be easily, I think, improved, but I'm also quite shocked by the cost that you are bound to in terms of the distribution of material prior to any events that were associated back a number of years ago, where I think technology and everything has moved on. So maybe that's something we can be mindful of as well.
Thank you, Councillor Fletcher. I think that was reason 352 for getting more control over Auckland Transport. Councillor Watson, please.
Congratulations, Brett, again on a wonderful year to date. Almost as impressive, if not more, than the All Blacks' 30-year winning streak is the diversity of events you continue to put on for the community is quite remarkable. I'm assuming that any number of those don't necessarily make a profit, or you end up on the right side of the fence. What's the philosophy there, Brett, that enables you to just basically open up Eden Park to all manner of community functions, yet still keep that within the balance of profit loss that seems to predominate everywhere?
Thank you, Councillor Watson. It's within the trustee. We've got an obligation to utilise Eden Park as an asset for the community. It's not just sporting, cultural, musical and recreational groups, but that's the genesis. But the fact is, as many people have acknowledged, that without community support, it's very difficult to transition the park into an asset that has a far more diverse and a higher utilisation of events and activities. So the payback for the loss of the that we may incur in hosting community functions in a charitable sense is that we have been enabled to host more events. We've got more freedom in that respect, so we can succeed commercially as well.
Just to follow up, Mr. Mayor, on that kind of phenomenal winning streak. I think that the last time they lost was to the French. They only lost in the last few minutes of that game too, I think. In terms of a marketing kind of opportunity, it's always clear to me that Eden Park is often thought more of overseas than it even is, within Auckland. Ironically enough, when you talk to sports enthusiasts, and it's like coming to Mecca. Is there any plans or opportunities to kind of keep that phenomenal record as a kind of attraction to to people all and sundry, not just within New Zealand but overseas?
I can't say specifically that we market ourselves internationally, but certainly, we conduct public tours on a daily basis, and we always receive, as you say, a phenomenal reaction from international visitors, whether they're cricket lovers or rugby lovers, who recognise Eden Park as an icon stadium and, as you say, a mecca of sorts in that respect.
Thank you. Very good question and very good answer. I'll move this because it's in celebration of being probably one of the loudest and most vigorous supporters of the Blues. We had a great year this year, and I actually enjoyed soccer for the first time in my life there with the women's soccer as well. So I'm moving this, and the seconder is the Councillor Fletcher, who's a neighbour and a supportive neighbour, I believe. And so thank you for that. If you two just move in case there's a debate here. But I think we're all very happy, and I'm also pleased to see you paying interest on the debt, just to remind you that I am also a grumpy old Conservative politician as well. I have no questions, and so in the interest of brevity, I'm going to put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, thank you. Carried. Thank you very much for that presentation and for the work that you've done in the last year. Now, to confuse those numerically challenged, we're going to go to item 9. This is a review